the Dreads have the weapon, the colonel announces the military will be in charge of getting it back. At the Dread zone, the Prophet gives the weapon to his men and orders them to give it to Peters. Later Greer tries to talk to Maggie about their relationship and the loss of their son. Maggie gets frustrated and points out she's only alive today thanks to the surrogate providing an escape from real life. When Greer insists on trying to discuss the matter, Maggie logs out of her surrogate and the real her takes some medicine. Soon the military is invading the Dread zone to retrieve the weapon. As the locals panic and run to hide, the Prophet and his men try to escape, only to be cornered by the soldiers. Both sides immediately open fire, but the military has more men and weapons, so the Prophet's group is quickly overpowered. The Prophet gets shot in the process, and when the soldiers approach him, they're shocked to see he's a surrogate. It turns out Lionel has been controlling the Prophet all along. Meanwhile Greer meets with Peters, who tells him Miles had been hired by Andrew to kill Lionel. Greer immediately goes to the headquarters to confront Andrew, deducing that the VSI gave him the weapon to kill Lionel for his anti-surrogate movement. When Andrew looks away, Greer stabs him in the back of the head, causing the surrogate to shut down. Then Greer checks Andrew's computer and downloads all the information related to the conspiracy. As Greer leaves the building, the real Andrew calls the other agents and tells them to arrest Greer for assault. Afterward Greer meets with Peters in her car, still not suspecting a new person is behind the surrogate. Greer explains that Andrew's files revealed Lionel is funding the anti-surrogacy movement and that he's found the codes necessary to activate the special weapon. Peters calls headquarters to tell them where to find Greer, and suddenly a truck hits them, sending the car off the road. As Peters walks away with the weapon and the access codes, Greer goes after her and a brutal chase begins that causes many accidents and lots of destruction on the streets. Peters' surrogate body allows her to dodge it with amazing jumps, and Greer ends up crashing into a store, so Peters gets to escape. Soon a bunch of FBI agents show up looking for Greer, so he hides and sneaks around to steal a car. Then he calls Bobby and asks him to shut Peters' surrogate down, but it's too late. Peters got to him first and handcuffed Bobby. Now Peters is trying to access the entire surrogate network. At that